Hey guys, welcome back out to the shop. For those of you who have been with us a while, you remember a while back we did the Ford F250. We put the lighted emblem on the front, the Putco lighted emblem. Well, my daughter liked it so much she wants to have one put on her, so we're going to do that today, put that on. If you guys haven't been with the channel a while and you want to see that one, we'll leave a link to it down below. If not, also subscribe, hit the bell notification. So that's what we're going to do today. The first thing we got to do on the top of this, well, I'll give you a look at the unit first. You're not going to see much about it because it's packaged up. This one's the one from Putco, which is the one you're going to want to go with. It's the best one. They are kind of pricey, but I mean, they're a nice unit. You get all the wiring and hardware you need to attach it. You get the emblem, which is, I don't know, it's like Mylar vacuum sealed. Let's open it up if we can. There we go. Oh, it's vacuum sealed and they're nice. There we go. You guys can see it there. It's got the wiring harness already on the back, ready to go. You just got to put the studs in the back, and depending on your application, because some of these have the cameras and stuff. This one doesn't. So that's all it is right there. But you do got to pull this whole thing apart in order to put that in. You got to pull your grill off, and if you have the active valances in the back, that's going to have to be separated, which this one does. So that's going to have to be separated from it after we take it off. There's very few instructions. You can scan the code and get the instructions. Plus you got your warranty card and all that good stuff. So that's it for that. But the first thing we're going to be doing is taking this top piece off, and you're going to need your panel popper tool. And there's like 13 poppers in here. You're going to have to take the 2 out of here and then the rest out of there. We'll get that top piece off. Then we'll go on to the next one. So let's go over here and get started. All right, I'm sure if you guys are attempting this job, you've probably had to deal with these panel poppers. You're just going to get under them and pop the first part up first, like that. You'll see it, and then you'll get underneath the other one and pop it up. These panel poppers here. So you're going to want to get like a bowl or something to keep track of all those in. We're going to go around and do this to all 13 of these, all the way around. So we'll just continue on. All right, we're on our last one here. Just popping this up. I don't know why they put so many in there, but we got it here. We put them in our, these are our OEM tool nut cups. Not a sponsor, just very handy cups. They're magnetic, so they work good. So we got that all off. Then you're just gonna wanna, well, we forgot one. See, there will always be that one you guys forget, because they hide all over the place. Now we're done, right? Here we go. We just want to get that, set that out of the way. We'll set up there on the cowl just for now. Next, we're going to have to go, if you guys can see over here, we got all these bolts here. These look like 10 millimeters, as to be expected. So we're going to have to be unloosening all these 10 millimeter bolts here. So that's what we're going to do now. Just get those out. Yep, 10s. Okay, we got those off. Now we're going to go on to where we have to take, we're going to be popping this grill off. And most of this is done with just the clips. As you can see, we did those 4 back there. Now we're going to come around. There's going to be some clips where we got to pop those off. So we're going to go on to that next. All right, before we go on to get into the rest of the grill off, we got to remember to unplug the plug up here. You can see that. Then we'll use our panel popper to get that kind of like a Christmas tree fastener off that's holding the wire. There we go. We'll just set that to the side. Don't forget to plug that back in at the end. Now we got to come around over to here. We got stuff in the way, I know, for you guys, but we're going to be taking this bottom valance piece, or this bottom trim piece off. And on the back here, there's 2 small bolts. I believe them to be 8 millimeter. I'm going to check those now. All right, we're just going to take that bottom trim piece off like I mentioned. You got these 2 bolts on each side, only 7 millimeter for these. We're going to do this on this side and take the same ones out on the other side. Then we can pull this right off. It's just got the push clips after that. All right, now that we got the 7 millimeters off on this side also, now you're just going to be pulling on it to get it started like that. and you might have you'll see these things that the screws went into, they might come out on you. That's okay, just set them aside. Now we're just gonna go around and pull the whole thing off. They're all on with clips. So we're gonna do the whole thing all the way around. Boom, get that out of our way. We'll set that over here to the side. All right, we did find a couple more. These are 8mm. They go to the shutter, the active shutters that's mounted to the back of this grill, so we have to take these out. Just gonna pop those out. Now the grill should, there it comes. Now it wants to pop out easier. Now that we got those. So remember them two 8mm ones? We almost forgot them. Now we're gonna continue pulling this out. And here we have the whole units in our hand now. Now we gotta go set this on something so we can get the active valance off. And that allows us to get to our emblem. So let's get through that. All right, we got our grill face down on the tool cart. We put a blanket down not to mar up in front of our grill. Now down in here, we're back to the 10mm. There's 2 on this side and 2 on that side, which should be all we need to get the active valance off. So you can see this one's, they are nuts, but on some of them, like this one here, the whole thing's trying to come out. We'll put that back in later. It does happen because these are lock nuts. So that one did the same thing. Same thing. So we're gonna have to get it from behind there. All right, if you have the issue where the nut don't come off and it pulls the whole stud, it's still turning, this is how you get a hold of that. Over here on the side where the nut is, you're just gonna reach in behind. There's like a flat washer like that, and the stud, you're just gonna grab that and then pull the nut off the back like that. And then we'll put those studs back in before we put this back together. So we got those 4 off. There's that one on top, there's still that panel, this here, that holds them together. So we're gonna have to pop off these 8 Christmas tree clips. So we'll start with this one over here. Get your panel popper, just work them up just like those ones. We're gonna get the rest of the other 7 of these, and hopefully that'll be it and it'll come across. All right, we got that one top piece off. On the bottom, more clips. I mean, they love the clips. So we're just gonna pull these out. This seems to be, what, we got 5 of them? 5 right here. Just like that. Then we're gonna go on the other side. You have the metal clips on this side also. You'll see these metal clips here. I'll push it back in for you. What you're gonna do is just get your panel popper tool, push it in enough to get the lip to pop over it, like that. Once you do that to all of them, push them in, you're gonna be able to separate this. Like that. You'll be able to pull this apart now. And careful, don't lose your bolts that, the studs that came out you had to help through. Then we're just gonna get this apart and then we'll go on to the next part. All right, guys, you'll never guess what else we got. Another bolt. Down in the middle here, you got another one. That one happens to be the 8mm. That's gonna be the last one, we hope. They're always hidden all over this thing. There we go, now we are separated. So now we're gonna just pull our valance piece off, set that to the side. Now right here, you can see we have access to the 3 bolts that hold this emblem on. So we're gonna take those off. I'm gonna need a deep well for these, so let me grab that real quick. All right, these are 10mm. We're just gonna pull those off. Maybe, everything seems to wanna slide itself. Oh, that's because these are those hollow nuts. So see those hollow nuts, they just kind of have a angle to them and cut. So we're gonna mess with this one and get it off of here, and we'll be able to pull that emblem off. All right, we have those 3 off. Now we can just reach in the front here and pull it out. Here's our emblem, out with the old, in with the new. Let's go grab the new one. All right, now that we have our emblem ready to go and we verified what direction is up and down on our grill, we're gonna go to the hardware pack and pull out the 3 studs and the 3 nuts. We're just going to put those in the 3 spots, you'll know, because that's the only spots where they can go. Screw those in. Now this is some place where you can put in some Loctite if you want. keep them in there a little tighter, but with the nuts on the back pulling on it, you're really not going to have an issue. So we're going to get those in as far as they'll go. They'll only go so far because they only got threads so far. There we go. And then since ours doesn't have the camera, we don't have to do any drill or anything to make room for the wire, because the wire is going to come right up here in this corner and clear for us. Move some of this garbage out of the way. So now we got our emblem. You can see our top of our grill's up here, so we want our Ford to face up. We're just going to bring it in, put it up through. We want to feed that wire up through first. There we go. Then we can put our emblem on there. That's going to be nice. Then we just get the nuts started on the back, and we'll cinch those down. You don't want to go tight, so probably don't use a power tool, because they are into plastic. So once you get these all started, go around and tighten them down lightly. Like I said, not too tight. We just want to get them snugged up without cracking anything. So, all right, we've got all our black plastic pieces out that fell in. Now to put that in, you just take that one. You can see it's a barbed end. You just push it into the hole like that, and these slide in. On some of them though, you're going to see these tabs are like, well, let's see, broken off, so they're not going to hold well. So we're going to put a piece of black tape here to hold them in place, just so they don't fall out while we're trying to rotate this grill. So you want to make sure you do that. While you're at it, make sure all your clips are on before you put everything back together. You just want to make sure all the clips are here. The clips at the end on the caps down here, you want to make sure they're all there. So let me get a piece of black tape. We'll tape those on. All right, we got the pieces of tape where it's just going to keep those from falling out when we're moving this grill around. And as you can see, remember I was telling you about the clips. We got one missing there. We have the clip. We just got to remember to put it back on. They just press right over there, just like that. So continue going around, tape this up. Then we can set that valance back on here. Get that ready to go. Right, now we're on to setting that active valance back on here. It's going to be the reverse of how you took it off to set it on. Put all the clips in. Make sure you got access to your wire. You're going to want that to come out of the top. There should be a spot for it, but we'll get to it when we get to it. All right, ready to put our active valance back on. You want to make sure you run the wire up through here, and then you're just going to line this up to all your clips and set it back in place before you push down. Make sure everything's lined up on all sides, and then we'll just push these down. We got all those done. Now we're going to put the 4 bolts or the nuts back on these bolts, and don't turn them too tight because you're going to make it spin in there again. And then we can go around and put all those clips in. We don't want to forget that last one that caught us off guard here. We're going to put that back in and get all the clips in. So all right, we're getting our last one on there. Like I said, we don't want to go too tight with these, because they're just going to spin in there again. So just take it easy when you put them down like that. You might have to hold them from the back side again. That one went good, but because they are lock nuts, so we're just going to continue with these. And we got that center one in already, so we're going to tighten those up, finish tightening those ones that weren't tight, and then we'll go on to putting that cover on the top and the piece on the here. So let's continue. All right, now that we got all the clips and bolts and everything back onto the grill with the valance assembly, we're just going to put this back in place. Same way we took it off. You're going to line everything up, push those in. You hear them all clip. And remember, we took those down here at the bottom. We took those 2 bolts out down here. We're going to have to put those back in. That is going to be your 2 silver ones with the 8mm heads. So we're going to put that back on. Remember, there's one on each side, so do both of those. All right, now we're going to go on and put our lower trim piece on. If you did have your clips come out, this is how we'd put them back in. They're just press fit into the hole. So just get them in there and press them in. Like so. So now when you put your trim piece back on, you can get your bolts back in there. Now we'll come around to the front. This is where we're going to put this in. On the back, you want to make sure all your clips are attached. We got lucky on this one. They are all on there. There's some white clips on this one. They are all on there. So we're going to line this up center. We're going to try to get all these clips lined up like that. Start in the middle. Just push your way around. Yeah, all the way around. We'll get this side here. Make sure you line everything up. If your clip goes flying again like that one did, just push it back in. Now we're going to attach those with them 4 bolts that we took out, which will be those skinny ones. Those ones there, we're going to put those back in on both sides. Then we'll go on to the next piece. All right, we got a bottom trim piece on. Now we got to remember at this point to plug this back in. So we're going to plug that in and then put this tree clip back in here. That's nice. Now for our cord, we're going to want to route that nicely because we got to put that trim piece back over here. So we're going to be, but we don't want to put that trim piece on yet because we're going to be doing the ground piece. So this is the wire kit. It has that add fuse that comes with it. Also comes with the fuse. We're going to plug this into the harness. It's got the water type plug or the weather type plug there. Now you can see one end of this goes into your fuse panel in the number 18 slot. That's your add a fuse part. And then you also have this, which is going to be your ground, which you're going to use one of the bolts right here on your hood latch. You're going to use that as the ground. There's no eyelet on here, so I'm probably going to put an eyelet on here. It just makes sense. I don't know why they didn't do that, knowing that they want it there for the ground. So let me put an eyelet on here, and then we'll reroute this over to the fuse box. All right, what we're doing now, after we got that eyelet on there, we got the eyelet on the end of our wire. It's the marine grade heat shrink. Now we're taking out that one bolt on the one side for the, right here for the hood latch. That's where we're going to put our ground wire. It's going to be on there nice. And we already nicely routed our power wire over. It came through here. This will be covered by that other piece of plastic. And this is going to go over to our fuse panel in the number 18 slot. That's what the instructions say. When you look at 18 for this truck, it says the electric power steering start stop. So maybe that's where they want it. So when you turn the key, it electrically turns on the power steering, but it also turns on that light. So hopefully that's where they want it. But that's what we're doing. We're just going to put our ground onto there, and then we're going to put our plastic valance back on, hook up our fuse thing, and then we're done with this job. So let's continue on. All right, we got our ground hooked up. Now we're just putting our plastic valance piece back on here. You'll see it'll only fit in there one way, and all the holes will line up. And this is where you put in all those 13 different clips. So we're going to go about doing that. Whoops, actually, before we do that, I was trying to get ahead of myself. You got these 4 10mm ones that are going to go in here. Remember those 4 we took out all the way across? We got to put those back in. So that's what we're doing right now. We got that last one tightened up. Now we can go and put this valance piece back on here. See, everything's in place. Now we're just going to go putting those pins back in, or those clips. You've seen the clips we got here. We're just going to push those back in. There's like 13 of them. We're going to go around, get all those done. Then we'll go over there and put the fuse into the panel. All right, guys, we're putting in the last pin. If you noticed in the beginning when we put the thing back on the grill, we didn't reuse the Christmas tree clips because they get pretty beat up, because we knew we had this kit here which has all the clips for this. So you can see where we put the new ones up here just to replace the ones we took. But now they're all back in, and that's all it. Now we're going to come over here to our fuse panel. We got our wire running over to here with the add a fuse, and they give you a fuse to put in here. You can see the 2 spots. One's going to be for the fuse you take out of the panel, and one's going to be for the fuse they included. And right here is the spot we need on this is a 2020 Ford F-150. This is spot number 18. You can find that in your book. Ours is page 346. But right here, we're going to pull that one out, put this fuse into here, and this fuse here that they included, we're going to also put that in there, and that's our add a fuse. And then we'll close up the box and see how the lights work. So let me pull that fuse and add it in here. All right, guys, you see I have the fuse, add a fuse in there. You can see it's added in. I got my wire over here, so I'm able to put the cover back on. Actually, I got to lift this one up because that one goes on top of that. But first, we're going to check the light, see if it comes on when we turn the key. Boom. Looks beautiful on there. That's a job well done, guys. Let me clean this up and we'll close this out. Well, there it is. Everything is back together, working. You've seen how nice that lights up. We love the way these things look. Like I said, they are a little pricey. We're talking over $200, so they're pretty pricey. But they do look pretty good on there, and they got a good warranty. They last a long time. It's a quality made product. We buttoned everything up. The only thing I have to say on this that they don't mention, when you're adding that add a fuse to the fuse panel, those fuse panels are like they seal up pretty good. So there's no real outlet for that wire unless you like carve in a little outlet for it. Right now I just have it pinched in there, but I think I'm gonna use like a Dremel or something to make a little groove for the wire to come out of. I think that way I don't have the pressure on the wire and worry about it getting shaped or anything. But other than that, the install went pretty smooth. Everything lights up like it's supposed to, works great. Just keep an eye on all those clips. Like you could see, you know, we thought we had something, there was a clip we forgot or a bolt hidden somewhere. On this type, especially with them active balances, there's a lot more involved in it, but we got it, no problem. Just reverse what you did the first time. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, make sure you leave them down below. We'll leave links to all the stuff we used, like the clips and all that stuff, if you guys are interested in doing this on yours. Some of them might be affiliate links. They help the channel. We appreciate that. You know, don't cost you anything. It just lets them know that you're clicking through our link, and it helps us out. Appreciate that. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know next time we post a video. And until next time, guys, try something new.